Hello humans of the universe, heroes, villains, and everything in between. I'm Love Pokemon. Today we're going to be taking a closer look at the Marvel Legends Hawkeye figures. So the packaging's here pretty normal. It's pretty standard Marvel Legends packaging. So we're just going to take them out of the packaging now. So I bought these because the Hot Toys ones were way too expensive. What can I say? I'm not made out of money. So just give me them for free, okay, Sideshow? So today we're going to be looking at
guns.
No, not guns, bows. So I kind of also want to review the show here, so I guess we can do like a double whammy. So first let's look at the base figures and then we'll look at their accessories. I'll do a different transition here. So here are the figures, haha, cool. So this show was genuinely good. I enjoyed watching it, and I think I enjoyed watching it mainly because it was very simple. I'm gonna play footage of the show while I'm talking about this, so you don't have to look at the figures just laying here. But it was a very simple superhero show. There was no extra in it. There was no connected to this. It's gonna be a big blockbuster thing, whatever. It was just kind of a simple superhero show that was enjoyable to watch, and it was fun. And I think the show fixed Kate Bishop for me as a character, because genuinely, I think she's fine. I never really minded her, but I also never really liked her in particular. Like in the 2012 Hawkeye run, which is one of my favorite Hawkeye runs, she kind of ruined it by having her thing and being in the way, but her character I think was redeemed in this show, as this is kind of what I wanted to see from her. She's more like a Robin than a standalone thing, but I genuinely think since Jeremy Renner has to retire, all the stuff is changing. Obviously someone has to take over, and I think they did a really good job at making something that felt genuinely unique and special, and not just the way she felt in the comics, which was useless and kind of not that enjoyable. But I did genuinely enjoy the show. Tell me what you think about the show, but now let's look at the figures closely. So first let's look at the articulation of the Kate Bishop. Wow. So first let's look at the articulation of the Kate Bishop figure. She has a hinge on her leg. This is basic Marvel Legends articulation. She has the swivel as well. She has double jointed knees. That's as far as they go. She has the classic Marvel Legends thigh swivel. Pretty solid. She doesn't have a lot of crunch at all because these female figures usually don't. She has this top movement here. Why is it making a crunch sound? I do not know. She has right here because it's on a ball joint, and then she has the cut that they always make at the bottom of these figures' bodies. Hers doesn't really move, so I guess it's just a solid bit there. She has double jointed elbows. Her hand is also on a hinge and just obviously on a peg, so it can, she has the cut right here, and she has the normal hinged arm. It doesn't go in a lot. There's not really an armpit joint. Well, there is an armpit joint, but it just doesn't really armpit joint. This is the head. Let me get a closer look at that. There's her head. It's okay. It doesn't really look like Haley Steinfeld, but you know, this was 18 bucks, so Jeremy Renner one costs more, so the head sculpt better be better. But she has basic Marvel Legends articulation. Now let's go to him. Here's the Jeremy Renner head. It actually looks pretty good. You can tell it's him. It is a bit off, like it's not perfect, but it looks pretty good. He has the right haircut, and I like that, you know, he has the injuries on him. Here are his feet, wiki feet. He has also the same pivot and hinge function that Haley Steinfeld,
Kate Bishop.
that Kate Bishop does. He also has the double jointed knee. He has the classic Marvel Legends thigh swivel as well. All the basic Marvel Legends articulation. None of the special stuff. No toe joints because he's not Spider-Man. His actually moves here. And he has the ab crunch. It goes about this far. Ab crunch isn't that great. I prefer ball jointed area here, but Marvel Legends doesn't do that. His hand here is also on the peg, so it can go forward and back and forward. And he also has double jointed elbows, and he has the cut right here. Now his armpit joint doesn't function super well, but it's enough to get his hands this close together. It goes more back. Like a lot of the Marvel Legends figures, their armpit joints go more back than they do forward, which is super weird. And his head is on the peg ball joint. I don't know why they don't just do double ball joint, but whenever they do double ball joint, they put the joint too deep in the neck, and it makes it harder to move him with the Spider-Man figures that they make. But that's the articulation. Now let's look at their accessories. Here's Jeremy Renner's accessories. I genuinely love the Hawkeye in the MCU. I think MCU did a really good job in making Hawkeye his own unique character while still maintaining what makes Hawkeye Hawkeye, if that makes sense. So, Hawkeye is left-handed. I'm not sure if that's because Jeremy Renner's left-handed. I can't remember if Hawkeye's always been left-handed. But here's his bow. This is pretty much what it looks like in the show. I don't really remember that much. His arrows come packaged separately. He has a peg. He has a peg right here on the back of the figure that you just click this onto. Please get in the hole. You're making me look bad. This is harder than I thought it would be. There you go. It looks pretty nice. It's all black, so. I love the sculpting on this figure, though. Let me just try to get the zoom in here. Here's the focus. You can see all the detail on his suit and it looks really nice. I'm pretty sure this is a whole new mold too for him and her, but I could be wrong. Her colors are a bit off though. As you can see, her colors are like a pink. She has a purple color in the show. But here's his bow. He has a bow holding hand. And he has his, I guess, when he pulls the string hand. These are the pairs of hands that he comes with in the box. And then he has fist hands here. They have the same exact design of his normal hands, with one of them having this black thing and one of them being pure purple. He doesn't come with a lot, but I think obviously it's enough for what his character does. It's enough for the whole Hawkeye shtick. And then he comes with a robot hand. This is for the Build-A-Figure. I didn't buy the rest of them, but I'm one of those people who kind of usually needs to finish Build-A-Figure, but I'm probably just not going to finish this one. I'm just going to have spare body parts lying around. Now onto her accessories. Katie here.
How do you spell your name again, Caddy?
Basically comes with the same accessories. I don't know why I touched her when I said accessories. These bows are completely plastic, by the way. No like string, which is fine. It's just a Marvel Legends. Hers is not completely wood, but it's completely wood in the show, but they only painted the fronts wood, which is a little annoying. Also, they don't come with any spare arrows, just their quiver, which I find a bit odd, because if you want to pose these guys, maybe you want them to actually be pulling a bow, an arrow. Her hands are the grab me hands. She doesn't really have like a pull the bow hands, and she comes with a second pair of hands, these open ones, so I guess you could get one of these on of her hands for her to pull the bow, which makes sense because she's ambidextrous in the show. You can see that she uses both hands for different stunts, which is very cool. I'll play some of the footage here. And then she has robot leg. Nothing I can do with this because I don't have the Ultron, the full Ultron. So here are your height comparisons. Here they are next to each other. I'm not really sure how much taller Jeremy Renner is to Haley Steinfeld's height, but let's put them against some other figures. Here they are next to other Marvel Legend. I'm not sure if it's just this figure who's just particularly taller than an average Marvel Legend, but he is a little taller than these two. Here he is next to the Adventure Series Indiana Jones. I'm gonna put this camera a bit higher so you can see the top of their heads a little more. Here they are next to him. He is a little taller than them, which is very interesting. These figures, he's actually, I think he's around the same height. He's around the same height. He might be a little shorter. Here they are next to NECA. Of course, NECA figures are usually a little taller, about the 7-inch scale, so that's why this is happening. It's around an inch taller than them, mainly because of this hat piece as well, with the head and hat, like a head over them. Here he is next to McFarlane. Jeez Louise, McFarlane really needs to fix their height problem. He doesn't even fit in the frame. At this point, the figures aren't even 7 inches, they're like 8 inches. And this guy can't really move, doesn't have a lot of good articulation. The only thing that's good about him is the sculpt, and sometimes the proportions are off anyway. So it's really just what's on the sculpt, which they don't paint properly anyway. But here he is next to 2099 Spider-Man SH Figuarts. This guy's pretty tall too. Probably the tallest an SH Figuarts has ever been, but it's mainly for height scaling with the other Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse figures that they have. Here he is next to a pretty normal heighted SH Figuarts figure, the new Indiana Jones figure. They're around the same height. This Indiana Jones figure, as you can see when I put him in front of him, is actually a little shorter. You can't see it right now because the camera's not really directly viewing properly, but he is a little shorter than him. So these are average Marvel Legends scale. I'm surprised with just like how much shorter she is than him. But I assume they use an average height for the female models and an average height for the male ones. So now it's time for final thoughts. These are terrible poses for the final thoughts. But should you buy these figures? I would say you should buy the Jeremy Renner one more than I would say hers because, well, the color is off and I don't really like the way it looks. And the lack of articulation with the female figures sometimes just bothers me in the chest area. But I do think that they should have come with at least one spare arrow so you could pose them with an arrow. I think they look really good. I think the sculpting on them is really good. They have all the detail. They have her wrist thing over here, like, you know, that ruined everything, but it's like the same stuff, and it's $20. You're not gonna get a mid-range one. It's not like SH Figures. I don't know, actually, maybe they will come out with one, or Mayfix, I don't know, maybe. But from my perspective, these are the ones to get if you want these guys, because the Hot Toys ones cost a lot of money, and yeah, they look great, but not everyone has the kind of money to spend on a Hot Toys. So should you buy these? The verdict comes to yes, because they're at a fairly good price, especially the Jeremy Renner one. I really like the way he looks. I've been dying to get like a Jeremy Renner Hawkeye figure and I haven't gotten one yet. So this is the first one that I have. I genuinely like the way the suit looks. Obviously the aesthetic of the show, like the way that the picture looks and the way the symbol looks, comes from the 2012 book. But this story is executed way better, and I think it's just better overall with the Kate Bishop and Hawkeye stories. It's definitely the best Kate Bishop Hawkeye thing that they've ever done. But I do hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, stay cool, stay weird, stay you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.